Every anime is a masterpiece, and Do You Love Your Mom and Her Two-Hit Multi-Attacks is no exception. This is a series that follows a mother and son that signed up for a virtual MMO, in which the goal is to restore a close bond between mother and child. While in this virtual MMO, our main family, Masato and his mother Mamako, get into various situations where they solve the bond between other families while also deepening their own. Starting off in episode 1, we get introduced into the two main characters, Masato and his mother Mamako. There's immediately a contrast shown with his mother being very nosy and caring, while Masato is secretive and keeps to himself. When Masato starts filling out an anonymous survey, he actually puts his name on it, which was shown in the show earlier and pointed out again for those who didn't notice, showcasing how Masato is a person who doesn't pay attention but just reacts. In this case, he knows on the letters you usually put your name, so when he was asked, he did it. Whenever his mom talks to him, he just reacts without meaning, which is why early on in the series you see him regret his words multiple times. Even in episode 3, after spending some time in the virtual MMO, Masato doesn't think twice about his mother making him breakfast, while Wise, who had a worse relationship with her mother, appreciated the family breakfast moment. On the other hand, Mamako is one whose initial reaction is always outside the box thinking. There are various examples of this, with the earliest being Mamako pulling out 2 swords, because she thought the other sword would be lonely if she only picked one. After that, Mamako created new spells in episode 2 and episode 10, where she disarms a bomb by simply treating it like a crying baby. When Masato points out the absurdity of the situation, Mamako doesn't waver on her beliefs and continues to solve the situation her way, showing how Mamako believes that being logical isn't always the proper answer when being a parent. When starting off episode 2, we see Mamako showing her human side by accepting that Masato will get married one day, but also shows her protective and obsessive side by picking out his partner in the interview process. As soon as Masato leaves her sight, she immediately states how she doesn't want him to leave with someone else. This episode also introduces Wise, whose character displays contrast with how she can use death and revival magic, being a tsundere personality, meaning she's both nice and mean at times. Then, for her character design, she wears striped panties colored blue and white, while her outer clothing is red and white, showing how on the inside she's a nice person, which is reinforced through the multiple flashes we've seen throughout the episode. While Wise is a kind person, she seems to run away from her problems by asking to become Mamako's daughter. Even though Mamako denied her, later on in the episode when Mamako falls, Wise and Masato both grab her chest like 2 babies and a mother, reinforcing how in these early episodes the party is set up to feel more like a family, with Mamako playing the mother role, Wise and Masato playing siblings, with Porter being the youngest sister. When confronting Wise's mother, who uses video games as an escape from reality, leaving her daughter behind and indulging in desires like some gamers do in real life, the episode brings up 2 views of raising a child, such as seeing them as a burden or a burden to enjoy. This was just a start, as in the episode right after, episode 5, the theme of a mother being overprotective and self-sacrificing is brought up, as Medi Mama doesn't hesitate to be a villain if it's for her daughter. When episode 6 begins and Medi Mama is being competitive, she showcases all her outfits, and all of them were submissive roles, starting with a nurse who reports to the doctor, a maid which is under the master, a sailor uniform is under a teacher's command, a cat girl which is under the pet owner's command, and a bunny girl which is under the casino's command. Then after exploring both Medi Mama and Mamako's beliefs in episode 7, the show takes a main focus on explaining that this path to raising a child isn't right, because at the end it was all done so Medi Mama could call herself the best mom. This short Medi Mama arc also had some nice positioning of characters, like when Medi Mama was on top of the staircase in the shade acting evil, and Masato is shown on the floor in the sunlight trying to be a hero for Medi. Then in episode 8, Medi and her mom make up under the insta-death tree, showing how the death of their old relationship gave birth to a new one, since old trees need to be cut down to allow a new one to prosper. Relationships are constantly changing throughout the season. It's noticeable with Mamako starting off the series not understanding technology in the slightest, to her typing in episode 9, going from Masato being annoyed with his mother to him protecting her when she is trying to learn how to type. When Masato tries to simplify things, labeling them good or bad, so he can live out his fantasy setting of being the hero that destroys evil, Mamako reminds him of the human side, worrying about the family of those that are involved, reminding viewers this series focuses on resolving family situations rather than on a major enemy to fight. This episode also shows the tower where all the runaway kids ran to, but from the outside you can't see the top floor of the towers where the wish resides, showing how the kids running away don't know where they're going, but still want to run away. When ascending the tower, there's a trap that removes armor when stepped on, yet no one who steps on it notices, so all the kids who are running away feel like their load is lightened, till they realize they have nothing until they become reunited with their family, as they only become clothed again once Mamako spreads her love to strengthen and armor everyone. In conclusion, every anime is a masterpiece, and Do You Love Your Mom and Her Two-Hit Multi-Attacks is no exception, while bringing up topics of symbolism, contrast, and family connections. With an open mind bearing no preconceptions, the hard work put into the creation of Do You Love Your Mom and Her Two-Hit Multi-Attacks can be appreciated immensely.